Where exactly is the real difference between Chinese and American military power? To be honest, today the United States can threaten us with long-range power projection, while China might need perhaps 10 years to threaten US territory to the same degree. In simple terms, our long-range strike capability is weaker than America's. Don't assume that bullying others will make you powerful. In reality, the answer is the exact opposite. Let's analyze this neutrally. First, the United States has some 800 overseas military bases. In wartime, it can move rapidly across the globe. It has 11 nuclear-powered carriers, along with devastating surface combatants and submarines. It can establish large-scale combat presence across the world's seas. That presence is backed by long-range strike aircraft and fighters that can fly more than 10,000 kilometers. No country can match that kind of combined sea and air power. On the other hand, regarding China's defensive capability, one can say our land, sea, and air defenses are formidable. Even if the US sent all its advanced weapons, it could not easily defeat us. In the air, we have powerful fighters such as the J-20, a sixth-generation level platform in effect. America's F-22 and F-35 do not decisively outclass it. At sea, China has fewer surface ships than the US, but we operate Type 055 and Type 052D destroyers, lethal vessels capable of carrying large numbers of anti-ship missiles. Even the US Aegis systems cannot fully neutralize them. The Army's 82 combined brigades demonstrate strong combat power, and then there are the rocket forces with Dongfeng missiles. However, from a neutral perspective, this is largely about defensive capability. The US is not in a position to defeat us easily, but when it comes to striking across oceans or attacking the US homeland, our military still has some shortfalls. That is a fact. Don't get angry hearing a neutral analysis. Of course, our country is very powerful, and I feel proud of that more than anyone, but we must understand our strengths and also the dangers posed by American military power. The United States has military bases worldwide, from Japan and Guam to the Middle East, Europe, and Africa. These bases cover almost all major sea lanes. Its ships deploy from the western coasts, stop at ports along the way for resupply, and maintain continuous operational reach. China's situation is entirely different. We don't have such overseas bases. For fighting far at sea, simply supplying weapons is not enough. Alliances matter too. The US always advances with allies such as Japan, Korea, and NATO. It does not fight alone, but fights as a group. If China were to take its fleet to America's doorstep, it would be like a single army standing against the collective Western powers, completely asymmetric, especially in information warfare systems. We are not even discussing America's global satellite network. It has deployed countless sensors in the deep oceans, and it receives intelligence from allied countries that continuously give guidance to its warships. Some friends might say, our Dongfeng missiles can cover the whole world and could strike the US first, so America would inevitably surrender. Those claims reveal a lack of basic understanding of nuclear strategy. If nuclear weapons were simple trump cards, Russia would not have become bogged down in years of conflict. It would have used them already. Nuclear weapons are mutual deterrents. Western powers cannot just push Russia to oblivion, and Russia has not gone all the way against the West and NATO. Some ask why the US dropped atomic bombs on Japan. The simple answer is that Japan then had no retaliatory capability, and the US was the sole possessor of such weapons, so a country could be struck and only accept it. Today, the situation is very different. Many nations possess nuclear arms, which creates mutual fear. The power of early atomic bombs is nothing compared to modern thermonuclear weapons. Today's weapons could destroy humanity. Therefore, nuclear arms can only be used in extreme circumstances, and no one wins a nuclear war. Do not hope anyone will strike first. If a war between China and the US occurs, it will most likely remain a conventional war. Overall, the main difference between China and the United States lies in long-range power projection capabilities at sea, where the United States enjoys near absolute superiority. In defensive capabilities, however, we have a strong industrial base behind us. One could say that even with full NATO backing, the US could not easily defeat us.